Good morning again. Today I'm going to do for you some little flip canvases, just my style, how I would do them. So I'm just doing them on two little canvases, so you get the idea. Okay, so it's for anyone that wants to try flip. Pre-made my paints up last night. I will explain them as I pour them. Again, I put a little video up on beginners for my pouring mediums, amounts. This one will have a mixture of probably every colour in. Let's see how we go. So this is what I do for mine. This is my navy. So it's a small canvas, so just pour carefully. For whatever reason, my style, I do set it up in a V for victory. Let's hope. I hope you're all having fun painting, and that's what this is all about. If you get great results, then you're on a winner. Okay, just leave that for now. I will go to turquoise. These paints today are my global paints, pre-mixed. I mixed them last night. So I'll get lots of pours out of the cups that I pre-mixed. Lots of different ones. You can do different ones, and everyone, as you all know, they never come out the same. Just find if I do it in a V, it's a really nice result at the end of it. I'll add some peachy tone in there. If you want the sides of your canvas to be covered as well, I suggest you paint the sides first. It's just easier that way, because with this method, you can tilt over the edge, but I just like to do it this way. Okay, just lots of nice V shapes. Don't ask me why. Just my particular method. And you'll all find your own groove. There's no right or wrong. Don't have anybody tell you otherwise, because in the end, when you've learnt the basics, you just pick up your own way that works for you, because everybody's different, even using all the same products. Shall I throw? I'm going to, sorry, I wasn't explaining my paints. That's warm red. Oh no, yeah, warm red. That's peach, turquoise, navy, and now this is just, I think it's cool yellow, is it? Yeah, cool yellow. It's just a really nice bright. So what I might do with this, because it'll probably be the last colour I lay on, is I'll just do some whirly things. See how artistically shaped they are? Not. And some bigger splodges. Still got the V's underneath. Okay. Cool. That one's fine. I only just tilt slightly to cover the canvas. That's why, if you like the edges covered, I actually like leaving my V. So if there's some of the area on the canvas that's not quite covered, you can either cover it with your paint, or when you squeeze your next canvas on top, all the paint squeezes out anyway, so it's no stress about that at all. Okie dokie. So that's my funny little. So I don't really want to tilt or do anything with that, because I can just run my fingers around the edges to add colour. So I just get another blank canvas. These are 25 by 20 centimetre little pre-gestoed canvases. So all I will do now is just place that on top And I've done this with bigger ones too, not real big ones, but bigger ones. And then just keep your fingers so it doesn't slide off. Sometimes it does pay with this particular technique to have your paints a little bit thicker so they don't all squeeze off, but it doesn't hurt to just, with your fingers, just gently press it and give it a little bit of a squiggle. It's just really making sure your second canvas is covered in paint. So you're really getting 2 paintings out of the one process. And if you want to do like a set, a triptych or something, it's really good to have your little canvases ready, so at least you'll get the same shades, but as you all know, everyone will come out different. So I'm just pressing that, making sure that the paint, okay, I might move this over so I've got room for the second one. Don't stress if it's not completely covered. Okay, that's not too bad. Bright, but I wanted to show you what effect you can get with that, with my doing the V's on the canvases. As I said, if you want the sides covered, you can cover them now with the paint left over that you may have hanging around that's stripped off. You know what? It doesn't hurt to just get your glove finger and dab it, because sometimes it gives like a nice muted effect on the sides, but it covers your sides up nicely with the same colours. Or you can just pre-paint it before you start, or a little bit more difficult trying to do it after you've finished, but that's easy enough to do, isn't it? Just with your finger. So there's a little dip. I would not normally torch that at all, because over time this one is covered quite nicely, and as I said, if you do get gaps, you just can dab a bit of paint into it from what's come off the sides. I will do around the edges of the paints, just dabbing it with my finger, but you get the gist, and you can get a lot nicer effect like that again by different colours. But that's given quite nice. I'm just going to see what it comes up with a bit of a torch. I don't recommend you torch it, but we'll see. Okay, probably just in a very few areas, because I'm not particularly wanting this to have cells, but maybe just a few might be nice. And now I have to, this is where you have to use self-control. So move away from the camera. Again, the wind is blowing my torch. So just dabbing. Don't keep your torch very long on the canvas because it will set fire. Probably for this method, a little torch would be better suited, but that's not too bad to just give you a demonstration, because I've also asked, how do I do a dip? That actually is creating too many cells now. I liked the first version of it. So anyway, that's my little dips. Dippy. Okay, hope that helped beginners with the dip technique. I'm slowly going to go through them all for you, especially for beginners. So if you start at my video with beginners video with the pouring medium tips and tricks, and then I'll go through and do just a few beginners and different techniques that you might want to give a go to. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.